Hi there. On the 2nd of March, Venus, the planet of love and beauty and money, is going to move into retrograde motion in Aries. Now, she's been sitting in Aries in direct motion for since sort of early February from memory, but she's been there for a wee while, and now she's going to move into retrograde. So Venus is one of the inner planets, and one of the planets, therefore, the inner planets don't tend to go retrograde as often or as regularly, sorry, as the outer planets. So I think only about every 2 years does Venus move into retrograde motion. So as we know with any planet, when it's moving into retrograde motion, it's asking us to reassess, relook, and revisit what we're doing. And whatever the theme of that planet is, and whatever sign of the zodiac it's sitting in, are the areas of our life that we're here to revisit and relook at during this transit time. So when Venus represents love and beauty and money, so those are the three things that we're supposed to be looking at, reassessing, revisiting in some way during this period, so that we can, when we go to take action once Venus moves direct, that once again we're in alignment with what we really want and what our true values are. Because one of the purposes of Venus is to help us to understand what our values are. And everybody has different values and different things that are important to them and not so important to them. And we're all different like that. So Venus in retrograde gives you an opportunity to reassess what your values are. Are you acting from your highest values and what you believe, or are you just acting on what's expected of you? And are you sort of feeling like you're going against the grain a bit because it doesn't align with what you truly love or what you truly believe? So it's a very good time when it's in Aries to look at this, because Aries energy gives us clarity. It's very black and white, and it's very easy to see under the influence of Aries whether something's right or wrong or good or bad for you. And so this is what we're going to get to explore during this time is our attitudes to money, our attitudes to beauty, and our attitudes towards love. And we get to relook at those. So one of the things that you'll be doing, because Aries energy wants you to take charge and have that very black and white perspective on things, you get a chance to relook at all of your relationships. And this is your romantic relationships as well as any other friendship or other relationship you have with other people. And this is sort of more from this perspective, I'm just talking about friendships, although Venus will also apply, because she's about money, to our business relationships as well. But just talking about friendships and romantic relationships at this time, while Venus is in Aries and in retrograde, we get to reassess those. We get to look at, is this relationship good for me? Is it giving me what I need? And am I giving to it what it deserves and what it needs too? So you get to see whether your relationships are real or not. Are you continuing a friendship or a romantic relationship with someone simply because you've done it for so long, you may as well stay there, or because it's more important for them than you to be there, or because of some other reason that doesn't align with you? You know, this is a really important time in the history of this earth. Well, one of the things that humanity is meant to be learning at this time is to come back to our own sovereignty, to come back to our own thinking for ourselves, rather than doing what other people think is best for us, or what we've been taught or told or conditioned to believe is what we should do. We're all coming back to, actually, no, that doesn't feel right for me. I'm going to do what I need to do. And that's okay. So while Venus is in Aries, we get to reassess our independence, and we get to reassess how we direct our actions towards money, relationships, and beauty. So another thing that to be very aware of while Venus is in retrograde is it's not a good time to go readjusting your look in any way. So if you were wanting to have a whole new look, or a whole new wardrobe, or a whole new haircut, or whatever, or even plastic surgery, whatever you're planning, you'd never ever do that while Venus is in retrograde, because it's a time to look at those things and assess those things. It's not a time to take action on them. So what you could find is, if you did decide to do that and change your whole look, or get all your hair chopped off, or whatever it might be, that you'll either end up regretting that, it probably wouldn't look good, or it won't go right in some way. So absolutely, if you are looking to do that, to reinvent yourself in some way, Venus retrograde is the perfect opportunity to make sure that you get it right. So to look at all the different haircuts or looks that you could have, and make sure that you choose the one that suits you best. Once Venus goes direct, you can take that action then. So it's also a good time to be very aware of money. And this is, while Venus is in retrograde, once again, you're reassessing what you do with your money. You're not making investments. You're not taking chances. Even though Arian energy is very spontaneous and headstrong and likes to take a chance on things, it would not be advised advisable to do that while she's in retrograde motion, because it's not a time for action, and so things can go wrong when we take action when we're not supposed to. So definitely be looking at where you could invest your money and what could work for you, but you're not meant to act on that until around about at least the 15th or the 16th of April. So that's lots of time to really look at what you're doing. And the thing is, if you're looking to invest in something or purchase something really expensive, and you're worried that if you don't get it now, then you'll miss that opportunity and it won't be presented to you again. Well, if that's the case, then it's not meant for you. Don't be afraid to miss out on something by not grabbing it at a time when you're not really sure if it is what you're supposed to grab. If it's meant for you, it'll come back to you. If it's not, it'll go. And that's okay, because that's the way it all works. So the other thing with Aries energy, it's one of the leadership signs of the zodiac. So another thing we're being asked to look at is to reassess how we go about leading others and how we go about taking charge in our lives. Are we over the top? Are we too my way or the highway, too strict, too controlling? Or do we not stand up for ourselves enough? Do we not, grab that independence and grab that authority as much as we could do? And another thing that's really important with this retrograde as well is that you look at how you perceive yourself. So Aries energy, it's very black and white. So we've got to be careful with Venus. Likes to look at things like, while she's been in Pisces, it's been time of rose-colored glasses, but now she's in Aries, things become a lot clearer. And under that clarity, it's good for us to make decisions but not act on them as yet. So have a look at what you want to change within yourself. Have a look at where you're going, where you want to take leadership, what relationships are working for you and which ones aren't, and why. And look into all of this and see when Venus moves direct on the 14th of April, you'll have that clarity. You'll know whether this is going to work for you, whether you want to spend another 10 years in that relationship, whether you want to have that person sharing the ride with you for the next 5 years to work, whatever it might be. You're reassessing all of that, and you're able to make very strong decisions regarding all of this once Venus goes direct, because those decisions will be based on what is best for you. And this is something that a retrograde periods, especially of Venus, get us to come back to actually putting ourselves first a little bit more, and realizing the importance of your own success, your own happiness, and your own pleasure in this lifetime, because that's what we manifest from. So enjoy this retrograde period. It's going to be a powerful one, but one that will I think, give us a lot more clarity and a lot more insight into how we operate, why we operate, and what needs to change in the way that we operate. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.